Alright, so today I am going to be going over the new Kid Goku's kit from the new Legends Limited Kid Goku's kit from the Path to Power movie. So I think, like I said in my last video earlier today, I think everyone expected this Goku to come as the Legends Limited unit for this celebration. It was pretty obvious as soon as they mentioned Dragon Ball. It's just like, who would be the perfect LF for this celebration? Kid Goku, of course, obviously. So in this video, I'm gonna go over his kit, read every single line of text, and I'm gonna give my own thoughts and opinions on how good his kit is, and how good certain parts are, or how you should use, or in what conditions you should use like certain parts of his kit, if I can understand them. If not, well then I'm sorry. Anyways, it says, this content is still under development and is subject to change. Please check in-game after this character has been added. Legends Limited Goku Youth has a new type of unique gauge that activates various effects when you gain Dragon Balls. Every time you gain a Dragon Ball, the unique gauge will increase and you'll recover health, increase damage inflicted, and decrease blast and special move arts costs. When the unique gauge is full, this Goku will recover a ton of health and increase special move and ultimate damage inflicted by a lot. What's more, allies will receive health, recovery, and a boost to damage inflicted. For every Dragon Ball you obtain while this character is on the battlefield, you'll recover Ki, draw one random card if Goku has 3 or fewer cards, and nullify the enemy's special cover change for a set number of timer counts. This Goku's abilities make it easy to gain Dragon Balls, which in turn makes it easy to build the unique gauge, and all the while you won't have to pull your punches. Goku has an endurance effect, making it so this character can take the brunt of your opponent's attacks. Plus, if you use the special arts when there are defeated battle members, unfavorable element factors will be nullified, and the vanishing gauge will be restored by a set amount. When activating the Rising Rush, it'll apply an uncancelable buff that nullifies the enemy's special cover changes, so you can unleash it without worry. That is very obviously to counter Goku and Frieza, so that's gonna be nice. Because it'll just be guaranteed to nullify their cover change. Alright, this character excels in offense and defense throughout the entire battle, so make good use of it. Element Purple, character tags, Sun Family, Saiyan, Kids, Dragon Ball, and episode sagas from the movies. Anyways, I think it should be showing up on screen right now. Goresh made a tweet saying something like, the only reason why, or like I guess the best combination for this Goku would be to put him on a team with Goku and Frieza. And I think it also just makes sense because, again, they excel somewhat in like making sure you get Dragon Balls. Now, I'm curious, before I read any further, I'm curious as to know whether or not his unique gauge, like this Goku's unique gauge, fills up whenever you get Dragon Balls, like even while you're not switched into this character, or if you have to be switched into this character and get the Dragon Ball with this character to actually be able to fill up your own unique gauge. I'm curious, but we'll see. So, alright, let's get into it. It says, main ability. With this main ability, not only will you recover health and ki, you'll draw new cards if you have 3 or fewer. You'll even draw an Ultimate Arts card next, which will allow you to keep the combos coming. Draw the Ultimate Arts card, Rock, Scissors, Paper, Tempest, Blitz, next. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 60. Cancel zone attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Requirements 25 timer counts must elapse. Alright. I wonder what his card draw speed is gonna be. Because it says you can tell that he does like to pull a lot of cards. But it all depends on like the card draw speed as well. You know. Anyways, we'll see. Z ability. Goku's Z ability 3 will apply buffs to characters with the new Dragon Ball tag, along with Sun Fam and sagas from the movies. Zenkai ability 1, plus 22% to tag Dragon Ball, base strike, and blast attack during battle. Z ability 2, plus 26% to tag Dragon Ball or episode, sagas from the movies, base strike, and blast attack during battle. Z ability 3, plus 30% to tag Dragon Ball, episodes, sagas from the movies, or tag Sun Family, base strike, and blast attack, and plus 15% to tag Dragon Ball, base strike defense during battle. Z ability 4, plus 38% to tag Dragon Ball, episode sagas from the movies, or tag Sun Family, base strike, and blast attack, and 18% to tag Dragon Ball, base strike defense during battle. Strike includes an effect that will lower the enemy's buffs against sustained damage on hit. Alright, so Strike will have a debuff. Impact applies attribute downgrade -10 to enemy's sustained damage cut effects itself for 10 timer counts on hit. Interesting, so taking away his sustained damage cut. Blast has a powerful effect that increases the enemy's arts cost for a set number of timer counts on hit. Impact inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 30 to all arts costs for 3 timer counts on hit. That's pretty nice. Yeah, three timer counts isn't too bad. Isn't broken. It's alright. It's decent. Special move, and either way, it's annoying. Special move. When activated, this special move arts will draw random cards if Goku has 3 or fewer cards and lower allies' substitution counts. That makes it easy to switch to another character even right after using Goku's special move, which can be vital in creating an effective strategy. Correct? That is true. It deals massive impact damage. The following effects occur upon activation: randomly draws at most 3 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards, restores own ki by 30, shortens allies' substitution counts by 2. Yeah, it's fair for a blue card. I would say it would have been nicer if instead of just 2, they made it like, I don't know, 3, but it's understandable. Again, it's just a blue card, so fair. Special. This special arts will nullify unfavorable element factors. If there are defeated battle members on your team, you'll also recover your vanishing gauge. Fully. Interesting. I know it doesn't say fully, but it just says recover your vanishing gauge, so I would assume it's the whole thing. If you get the timing right by using this arts after evading the enemy's attacks with a vanishing step, you'll be in a great position to attack or evade as necessary. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards, restores own ki by 40, plus 50% to the next strike or blast arts damage inflicted, cannot be stacked, shortens allies' substitution counts by 2, also applies the following effects to self according to the number of defeated battle members. 0 battle members nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 timer counts. 1 battle member nullifies unfavorable element factors for 10 timer counts and restores vanishing gauge by 60%. And 2 battle members defeated nullifies unfavorable element factors for 10 timer counts and restores vanishing gauge by 80%. So the only thing changing is the amount of vanishing gauge that you get back, like the percentage that you get back. So I assumed wrong. I just said you'll recover your vanishing gauge, and I assumed, oh, maybe it'll be the whole thing, but apparently not. But either way, 60% not bad, and 80% pretty good. And again, there he is with like randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. He really loves to draw cards, but it kind of all depends on his card draw speed, because again, he can be debuffed into having lower card draw speed. Alright, Ultimate. This powerful ultimate art will nullify your opponent's endurance effects and allow you to draw new cards. Again, drawing more cards. Deals massive impact damage. The following effects occur upon activation. Randomly draws at most 3 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards, plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 timer counts. Shortens ally substitution counts by 2. Also applies attribute upgrade, minus 50% to enemies' sustained damage cut effects to self for 3 timer counts if there is a defeated battle member. Blast armor when charging forward. Interesting. It sounds alright. It doesn't sound broken. At least I think so. But it sounds alright. It sounds pretty decent. Yeah, there's still the 2 unique abilities. Alright. Unique ability 1. Unique ability 1. While this character is on the battlefield, you'll recover key and draw a new card if you have 3 or fewer cards each time you gain a Dragon Ball. So while this character is on the battlefield, you'll recover key and draw a new card if you have 3 or fewer cards each time you gain a Dragon Ball. Plus, you'll nullify special cover changes for a set number of timer counts. This ability makes it easy to gather Dragon Balls without having to stop your offense. Not to mention that if there is a defeated battle member on your team, you'll gain a Dragon Ball, nullify special cover changes, and nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained upon entering the battlefield. This ability can really help you out if you're in a jam. When activating the Rising Rush, you'll gain an uncancelable buff that nullifies the enemy's special cover changes, so don't be shy about unleashing it. So just off the brief description of all this yellow text, he sounds like a really useful and versatile character, like someone you really want to just possibly have as your last man standing, and constantly be switching out and switching into him just to gain Dragon Balls and get a ton of buffs, a ton of cards, and just throw out Rising Rushes left, right, and center. At least in my opinion. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 90% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 70%, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled. There's the card draw speed that I was looking for. Minus 3 to arts costs, cannot be cancelled, not bad. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores ki by 30. Applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 1 for 15 timer counts. Alright. The following effects also occur if there is a defeated battle member. Restores own health by 40%. Increases own Dragon Balls by 1. Activates once, and also activates once for the 40% health restoration. Applies a buff effect, nullifies enemies. Oh yeah, also all of these had cannot be cancelled, and cannot be cancelled. Where was I? Okay, restores own health by 40%, activates once, increases own Dragon Balls by 1, activates once. Applies the buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 5 timer counts. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 10 to all arts costs for 15 timer counts. Applies the following effects to self every time on Dragon Balls increase by 1 while this character is on the battlefield. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores ki by 10. Applies buff effect and nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover for 5 timer counts. The following effects occur when this character activates a Rising Rush, applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 5 timer counts, cannot be cancelled, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 70% to health restoration for 3 timer counts. Not bad with that minus 70% to health restoration. It's decent, to be honest. It's decent. It's not bad. But yeah. Because again, I mean, I guess comparing him to like Vegito or Ultra Vegito Blue, you know, he nullifies health restoration. But again, it's not terrible. It's not, you know, it's pretty decent for an LF. Because yeah, again, comparing him to like Ultra Vegito Blue is, you know, I guess kind of dumb to do on my part. Unique ability 2. This unique ability includes a special cover change against strike arts. Goku's greatest feature, the unique gauge, increases every time you gain a Dragon Ball, which will also grant buffs to damage inflicted and reductions to blast and special move arts costs too. Moreover, when the unique gauge is full, damage dealt from special move and ultimate arts will increase, and allies will recover health and get a buff to damage inflicted. Plus, when Goku's health reaches 0, not only will an endurance effect activate, but your allies' substitution counts will be decreased while the enemies will be increased. Interesting. I like more the bit where it says like the enemies will be increased, so they'll kind of be stuck if they were hoping to like get a combo off, you know. So it's just like, let's say, they wanted to pop my endurance with, I don't know, a random character, and then they were like, alright, I need to switch into someone else to get key and more cards, but they won't be able to because it'll be increased by the time they pop my endurance. So that's not bad. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack. Activates during assists. Comboable arts, special move arts. So only the blue cards can be comboable with his strike cover change. Charges unique gauge and applies the following effects to self every time own Dragon Balls increase by 1 while this character is not defeated. Okay, so I think his unique gauge just fills up in general when your Dragon Balls increase, even if he's switched out on standby. As long as you keep getting Dragon Balls, he'll keep getting his unique gauge filled up, because as long as he's not defeated. Restores health by 5%, plus 10% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, and activates 7 times. So for a total of like 70% to damage inflicted, plus 40% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, activates once, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, and minus 1 to blast and special move arts costs. Cannot be cancelled, activates 7 times. Alright. So just a single one, just minus 1 to blast and special move arts costs. Maybe I'm understanding it wrong, but I don't really get the point of just making like a minus 1 and that's it. I mean, yeah, it activates 7 times, but what, minus 7 to blast and special move arts cost, so just minus 7, that's it. I don't know, I feel like it could have been a higher number. But anyways, the following effects occur once unique gauge is full. Activates once, restores own health by 25%, plus 50% to special move and ultimate damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Restores other allies' health by 15%, plus 15% to damage inflicted by other allies, cannot be cancelled. The following effects occur when own health reaches 0, activates once, restores own health by 30%, applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 5 to self, cannot be cancelled. Effect resets after character switch, shortens allies substitution count by 10, inflicts all enemies with 5 substitution counts. That's okay. I think I really like this last part. Shortens allies substitution counts by 10. Shortens ally substitution counts by 10 and inflicts all enemies with 5 substitution counts. I feel like that's pretty it's not bad, as long as you're like, because again, it's shortening it by 10, so unless you have over 10, you should be free to switch into any other character you want, and they'll be stuck for 5 counts. So I guess a random play that I was well, then again, it doesn't get rid of their vanishing gauge. So, but what I was thinking is, if you get your unique gauge popped, or if you get your endurance popped while you're into Goku, or while you're in Goku, or switch into Goku, and you don't want, I guess, like they've dropped combo, or they've just decided to, like, you know, charge their ki or something, you could switch into Ultra Vegito Blue, and since they're locked in, and if it's your first time switching into Ultra Vegito Blue, you'll get rid of their vanishing gauge. They'll basically be stuck there with nothing to do. So I think that's pretty good. So, but that's just a random play that I thought of right now. I would have to actually put it to the test when this guy releases, and if I can actually pull him and get lucky, and hopefully not get tortured by his banner. But anyways, yeah. So he doesn't seem broken. He doesn't seem as broken as the new as the previous Goku. I think it's literally on this next page. He doesn't seem as broken as this guy, as the Namek Super Saiyan Goku. This guy definitely feels broken and sounds broken too. But this guy seems more balanced. He seems pretty good, but not absolutely overpowered, or just overpowered in general. But yeah, again, he really loves to draw cards. It's just that I wish they gave him more card draw speed instead of just like, oh, that one time where they get where he gets like one card draw speed level as a boost, and that's it. That's all he gets. You know, I feel like they should have given him at some point the ability to either get that card draw speed off of a green card, or just be able to get it more often in other ways. Like when switching in for like 5 time accounts, you get like double card draw speed or whatever, you know, instead of just one. But I don't know. I just feel like he deserved that, considering he draws so many cards in so many ways. He draws cards when he draws cards when he like hops onto the battlefield. He draws cards off of his green and other stuff, off of his blue as well. Like he draws a lot of cards, even if your hand is full, basically. Like even if you have like just 3, you'll draw 2, so you'll have a full hand of 4 and 1 in the back just waiting to be drawn. But if he has low card draw speed, then you're just gonna have to hope that, you know, you can draw it. But anyways, overall, not bad. I think pretty solid unit. Which again, I feel like some people aren't gonna appreciate, which is understandable, because the Dragon Ball tag needs a lot more than just a pretty good unit, or a pretty good Legends Limited unit. You know, they need more. I'm also curious as to how they're gonna handle Bulma's Zenkai. But we'll see about that, I guess, once they drop and once they give us more information. But yeah, I think that's all I have to cover for now. We'll see if this Goku alongside the new Master Roshi and Android 8 will be enough to bring this. We'll see if they will be enough to actually make the Dragon Ball team viable, or a Dragon Ball tag viable in the meta, with, you know, Namek, Goku, and Ultra Vegito Blue still running around, and the Ginyu Force. You know, they're all great teams, so I don't know if all 3 of them will be able to really bring justice to this team, to the Dragon Ball team, Dragon Ball Saga team. But again, we'll see. Since again, we also don't really know how truly overpowered his unique gauge will be and all that stuff, and yeah. So either way, I think that's all. Actually, give me a second while I try and look for all the damage inflicted buffs that we can, I guess, stack on this Goku. Yeah, so pure raw damage inflicted, not limited to just strike or blast starts, or limited to blue cards or ultimate. Just raw pure damage inflicted to everything, to every single attack and every single move. The max you're getting, or the max you can stack, is 220% to damage inflicted. And that's max. Again, like I said, raw. Now, if you want to take into consideration, like, what does it say? I think it was like, I know there's one where it says like plus 40%, no, plus 50% to damage inflicted on the next, yeah, right here. Plus 50% to the next strike or blast starts damage inflicted. It cannot be stacked. If you take that into consideration with a strike or blast starts, then that would be like 270% onto a strike or blast. I think it now on the other spectrum, or on the other side of that spectrum, if you take just into consideration like ultimate damage plus damage inflicted, I think it still just gets to the same thing, because yeah, plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted right here for 3 timer counts. So, but I think it is still around like plus 220% normal raw damage inflicted, and max, like absolute max, limited to certain types of cards, plus 270-ish% damage inflicted to said cards. So, but yeah, that's all now. Let me know your guys' thoughts on his kit, on the campaign as a whole so far. If you're excited, if you're gonna skip, if you're not interested at all, let me know in the comments. And yeah, so like I said, that's all. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you all in the next one. And I wish you all good luck in your summons if you decide to summon.